All right, let's go now to how about Joseph in Toronto, Canada. Hi, Joseph.
Hi, it's been a long time.
Welcome
I
back.
just wanted to, I wanted to know about the fruit of the spirit, the last one, that self-control. Like I'm having troubles with it, and
Okay.
it's obviously. I just want to know: is that of the spirit, or is it a human thing, or like I'm a Christian man for many years, but you know how we fall short, and
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to church and everything. I read the Bible every day, study it every day, but it's just I got to get this self-control under control.
Okay, and you talk. I mean, obviously, I talk to a lot of people. So
Yeah.
you're talking about sexual promiscuity. You're talking about masturbation. You're
No,
talking
just
about
everything.
pornography.
You know,
Anything in
no, just everything in general.
everything in general. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, all right. All right. I'll try to work with that. Okay. You say everything in general. So I think there might be a religious weight upon you. Um, oh my gosh, you're watching too much TV. Oh my gosh, you got an idol. You're watching too much football. Oh my gosh, you love golf too much. You're out on the golf course too much. Got to use self control. If you start carrying a religious weight where maybe it's the local church, maybe it's a religious figure, somebody has put a thou shalt not on you, and then you feel like your whole life is just out of control. So I would ask you, and obviously you don't need to answer. You'd rather have some privacy there, which I respect. But I would ask you, what is it that you're doing that you think is just way out of control all over the place? Is it too much golf? Is it too much television? Too many movies? Too much fun? Are you having too much fun? Well, I would invite you to reverse that. I would say, what if you started thanking God? How about thanking God for the joy in this life that He's brought you? Every good thing comes from God. Now, if we're talking about sin, then that's something different. We can talk about sin in just a minute, but I don't need you to run around the planet with a religious guilt trip about all the fun you're having. Too much fun, too much free time, too much vacation, too much golf, too much TV and movies, too much fun. No, I think a lot of Christians have a really hard time having fun and giving thanks to God for it. So ditch the guilt trip and give thanks. Now, obviously you said no, that it wasn't sexual in nature exactly, that it was general. So if we're talking about sin, let's imagine we're talking about something sinful. So, lust. All right. So then, what do you do about that? Well, part of the journey in the Christian life is recognizing that God has given you a new heart and that you hate sin. So I'm going to propose to you that you hate sin. You hate sinful lust. You hate sexual promiscuity. You hate addiction to anything, whether it's drugs or alcohol or any addiction that would take control of you. The Apostle Paul says, all things are permissible, but not all things are profitable. So he's talking about food and drink, and he says everything's permissible, but it's not all profitable. He says, I don't want to be mastered by anything. So you have a new heart, and in that new heart, the Spirit of God lives there, and the Spirit of God is producing self control. So you ask me, how does that work? Well, it works by faith. You simply say, Lord Jesus Christ, I believe that I'm a new creation, and I believe I'm not made for sin. I believe you've given me a beautiful new heart, and I don't think sin is going to make me happy. So I count myself dead to sin, and I count myself alive to you. But you running around Toronto, Canada, saying I've got a self-control problem every day, every week, every month, that's no good. That's not your identity. Your identity is that you're a child of God and you're holy and blameless. And God's not given you some nebulous sense that you don't have self-control. God's counsel is very specific, and it's not a guilt trip, and it's not a pity party. So everything that's good in your life, go ahead and give thanks for it. Give thanks for the fact that you live in Toronto and that you wake up every day with a roof over your head and food on the table, and that you even have some relaxation time. Give thanks for all things. But when it comes to temptation, you know, those moments in the day when temptation come at you, don't sit there and say, well, I guess I'm just a guy who can't say no. I guess I'm just a guy with no self-control. I guess I'm just a victim. I'm not buying that. You're not a victim because Jesus took you to the cross. What? Yes, Jesus took you to the cross. And if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, you need to dive into the gospel. And when you dive into the gospel, there's a profound truth there that when you were born again, Jesus took you to the cross and he caused you to die to sin. You've died to sin. How can you live in it any longer? So here comes that nasty thought, whatever it is, about lying, cheating, stealing, lust, whatever it is. Let's just, be general. Here it comes. That thought hits my mind. What do? I say, I'm dead to that thought. I'm dead to sin, and I'm alive to you, God, and you're meeting my needs. You're my life. You're my everything. You're meeting my needs. So I hope that helps. Give thanks for all good things, and when a bad thing comes your way, say, I'm dead to it, but I'm alive to God. So reach out to us again anytime, my friend. Great to hear from you.